What was the hardest choice you ever made as a kid? I was 14 when my parents sat me down at the dinner table and told me they couldn't afford rent anymore. There was no big family meeting with shouting or tears like in movies, just silence. My dad stared at his plate like the food might give him an answer, and my mom finally whispered, "We need you to help us decide," like I wasn't their child anymore, but the tiebreaker in a game I never wanted to play. The options were simple but crushing. Move in with my grandparents in another state, or stay in town and live out of our car. Moving meant leaving everything I knew. My school, my best friends, even the dumb corner store where we bought sodas after soccer practice. Staying meant lying to classmates about camping trips, when really we'd be parking in Walmart lots and showering at the YMCA. Neither option felt like living. My little sister was only 9. She didn't get it. She kept saying she wanted to stay because she didn't want to lose her soccer team. She didn't notice the way mom's hands shook when she handed over crumpled dollar bills at the register, or how dad skipped dinner 3 nights in a row pretending he wasn't hungry. But I noticed. And once you notice, you can't unsee it. Then came the kicker. My grandparents only had one extra bedroom. One kid would sleep upstairs with them. The other would get the basement. Cold, concrete, spider webs in the corners. My sister was terrified of basements. She still slept with a nightlight, so I chose. I said we should move, and before anyone could say a word about the basement, I volunteered. That first night down there, I cried so quietly into my blanket, I swear even the spiders heard me. I wanted to scream at my parents for making me grow up too fast, for putting this choice on me. But then I thought of my sister upstairs, safe and warm in a real bed with her stuffed animals, and I swallowed it down. That basement became my world. I did homework with a flashlight when the bulb blew out. I counted the pipes overhead when I couldn't sleep. I listened to my sister's laughter drifting down from the kitchen, while I sat on a mattress that smelled like mildew. Loneliness has a sound, and it's hearing the people you love just out of reach. At school, I lied. Told friends I was staying with grandparents for fun, that the basement was my cool hideout. I laughed at my own lies until they almost felt real. But every night when I curled up with a blanket that didn't cover my feet, I knew the truth. I wasn't a kid anymore. I was the safety net. One night my dad came downstairs and saw me asleep at my desk, textbooks under my head like a pillow. He didn't wake me, just stood there for a long time and whispered, "I'm sorry, you shouldn't have had to choose." That broke me in a way the basement never did, because he was right. I wasn't just choosing where we lived, I was choosing who got to stay a kid, and it wasn't me. Months passed, I learned to live with the spiders. I taped posters to concrete walls, tried to pretend they made it cozy. My sister thrived upstairs, still playing soccer, still believing in childhood, and that was enough. That was the only reward I got, knowing she didn't have to feel what I felt. But here's the part no one tells you about being the responsible kid. The choice never leaves you. Years later, I still walk into basements and feel that same chill in my chest. I still flinch when people say, "It'll be fun, it's just temporary," because I know temporary can stretch into forever, and sacrifices made at 14 leave scars at 40. So what was the hardest choice I ever made as a kid? It wasn't just choosing between a car or a house. It was choosing to carry the weight so my sister didn't have to, choosing to lose a piece of my childhood so she could keep hers. And maybe that's what being the older sibling really is, loving them enough to sit in the dark so they can sleep in the light.